Welcome to my tarp shelter. I pretty much built this thing about a year ago. This tarp has been up here for a year. And as you can see, this tarp has had it. I mean, you can see through it. It's got holes all up on the top. It leaks. I literally have to tarp stuff under my tarp shelter when it rains because it leaks so bad. So today I plan on removing this old tarp. You can see it's got crazy holes in it. There's parts you can literally see through. It's just it's time to be retired. Just like a few of my dang projects, it's unfinished. It's something I started building to get by, put a tarp up so I could take naps under the tarp if I wanted to, store my stuff. I got me a couple spots, you know, where I work on chainsaws. I got my spot up front, closer to the fire up front, where I actually do most of my chainsaw sharpening. So this is an area where I spend a whole lot of time, and I just don't want it leaking anymore. Every time it rains, I'm taking other tarps, covering up my tools and all the stuff I have under here, and it's just driving me crazy. Like, sometimes a storm will come and it's just a big panic. I'm grabbing tarps, covering everything up. Sometimes we get a good rain and the bed gets wet, and it just kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Here's a wall I made right here in the back corner. I was planning on kind of doing something here, like maybe some shelves or another workbench or some storage area or something. I really love this clear white plastic. You buy it in rolls. I'm gonna have to get some more of that, because I really love how it catches light. See how when the sun hits it, it's like it catches the light and actually lights up the inside of the shelter. So I really like that. I use some on this little wall here by my workbench here. Put some over here. It's kind of a wall here near the head of the bed. And I have a tarp hanging here because, like I said, when it rains, this tarp up here leaks. And so I made this where I can fold it over like this, and it actually covers up this little spot right here where I had a lot of stuff up here. I removed all this stuff. I removed a ton of stuff out of here, and it's all organized right there in that pile under that tarp because we had some rain. This is where I sit and chill a lot, right by the fire. So I have like this covered area here over my chairs. That way when it rains, I can just sit and still have a fire outside, but I'm under the tarp kind of by the fire, which is pretty awesome when it rains. I love it. I have white plastic, the clear plastic over here. Also, I created like some windows, and then I got my window that's open right there. So you can see, about a year ago, I made this wall here with a window, and I made this wall right here with some of the face cut-offs from the logs that I mill. Put those here over the plastic. Then I just hung these tarps because I just kind of quit working on it. So I just hung those tarps that were supposed to be temporary until I continued my wall. That's why I have all these sticking out so far, because I knew that eventually I'd put a bigger tarp on here and it would hang out further. And I kind of wanted to extend this wall out and create a little bit more of a room here, and probably use white plastic like this. That way, if I am sleeping in here in the morning, I like being woke up at first light. And over here, I left a couple of these trees tall when I cut them, because I figured I'd end up using them either for the part of the roof or a fence, because I kind of want to create a fence out here. And then I'm building me somewhat of a little garage here where I could pull in a four-wheeler or work on stuff out here, do whatever, but it'll be just kind of an addition, shelter addition to the side here. So I have my poles up here. I started working on this one not too long ago. I put this pole out, put that pole in the ground, kind of framing something up here where I can add another tarp outside and have me like a little garage type deal. This right here is where my fire part is, and inside of there. So I built me a privacy fence here. I still wanted to be able to see through it a little bit, but the majority of it is, you know, it's a privacy fence, but you can still, you got peek holes where you can still see out. And I built me a window there, my shooting range slash chainsaw sharpening area. This workbench over here, where I was showing you inside with the plastic, I built kind of a wall there, but I wanted a window so I could still see out. And I got my little gun range here, which I'd really like to extend further out on that bank, further out there, so I could do a little longer shooting, have close shooting and longer shooting. Not only is this window here my sharpening area and just the view, it can also be a range. I have a lot of stuff I have to clean up out here still too. I've been working on it a lot lately, cleaning it up. I am planning on taking this old tarp off, and it's never going back on here because I'm putting another tarp on here. But I need to remove this tarp, and I would like to start adding more rafters to hold the tarp up more secure, stop the rain from puddling in spots, frame this up a lot better. I have a few ideas that I want to do in here, but first I got to take this tarp off. Then I got to start cutting small trees about yay big, about the size of a lot of these, the same size or smaller. The next day or two, that's all I'm planning on doing, framing this roof up to where it's a lot more sturdy and a lot less leaky. Every rafter up here, I pretty much have a screw and a washer holding it down. So I have a ton of those that I have to remove off along all the edge out here. It's all just secured down by screws around the edges, so I gotta take a lot of screws out. Another screw. We got screws everywhere. Lots of screws holding this thing, but that's good. We're probably gonna have more on the next one. All right, I took the screws off this whole front here. This whole thing is loose now. Whole tarp in the front's loose. Look at that. So got all that loose now. I got to go around the back side, bring the ladder over here. A lot of these I cannot reach and I have to climb a ladder. But now I got to go down this side, loosen up all these screws on all of these. Probably going to take them tarps down too, just to get them out of the way so they're not in the way of my vision. There's a good possibility I'm not going to build that wall yet, but who knows, I might get carried away. So here's the peak. As you can see, that peak got wore out from the wind pushing it up and down and rubbing. You got that part actually sticking through. I gotta do something to prevent that for sure. Is these logs on the top here, the ends like that, rubbing through. So I don't know if I'm gonna cover them with something. I gotta prevent that from happening to the next tarp. Hey, it lasted a year. You can't beat, you know, this tarp was probably $100 for this 10 mil. I think it's a 16 by 30. I mean, you're looking at like $100 for this one. The next tarp we're putting up is a 16 mil. I don't know the size. I don't know if it's maybe a 20 by 30 or something like that. I'm not real sure. Then you're looking at closer to probably $200. The 16 mil I'm about to put on here has actually been on the other shelter for a year, and it still looks like it's in new shape. You know what I mean? It doesn't look worn at all. So you figure that one might last 2 years. So $200 for 2 years. So which it's already a year old, so it might only last a year, but whatever. I'm not too worried about the tarp. That can be replaced. What I'm worried about is just framing this up a lot more sturdy and a lot better. The more nicer I make it, the longer the tarp will last. So all right, I think I got literally all the screws out of both sides and the back. I got to get the screws out of the front here, and we should be able to pull this tarp right off. All right, we're doing this one right over the fire. It's gonna be warm. Ooh, it's smoky. It's loose. I think we are ready. That looks a little different. Nothing but a skeleton. Goodness gracious. I'd really like to take this mattress out of here, I think, and a few other things. I'd really like to blow all this floor out with a blower. I mean, just blow the crap out of it, like half the dirt, all the leaves, bunch of stuff before I start framing this thing up. That looks a whole lot simpler and uglier and stuff without the tarp over it. All right. Dang, this is totally crazy and different. And wow, it looks like a homeless person lives here. It's crazy the story that I have in my head of all the work that I did to this that, you know, you wouldn't really think about yourself. Like these living trees that still have stuff growing off of them. This tree is basically still alive. I've had it covered, so I mean it still grows limbs off of it. This tree right here is still in the ground. This is a tree I cut down. This is a tree still in the ground, still rooted, that I cut down. That big oak right there is a big tree that I cut down and left tall. That tree by the bird lamp there, that's a tree still in the ground that I just cut tall. The tree on the front corner there, that's the tree that I cut, still in the ground. It might be about it as far as the trees that I just cut. That's that country boy bed frame right there. I think it was this red oak right here I cut down. When it fell, it hit my bed frame right here and broke my bed frame. So I should probably fix this up a little bit. As you can see, this is just something I threw together really quick just to get the mattress up off the ground after I took the mattress out of the tent that I had here. And when I removed that tent and I pulled the mattress out, I just wanted something really fast, put the mattress on it so the mattress wouldn't get ruined and be up off the ground. So this is what I came up with. Keep that fire going. Been picking up a ton of wood and trash and a year's worth of just not giving a F. Ooh, there's my knife that I lost. Heck yeah, see? That's what happens when you clean up and organize. You find stuff. I love that little knife. So I done spent like a good at least an hour just picking up trash, stuff that just, wow, it's nice to take the tarp off and have it bright in here and clean up. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so much cleaner. Not only is the roof gonna be better, but it's gonna be a lot more organized and clean in here. And believe it or not, I love being organized and clean. I really do. Lunch break. Got me a double cheeseburger all the way. And some curly fries from the gas station. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. This place out so good, I like blew all the old dirt off the dirt. I freaking cleaned the dirt. I blew this thing out so much. Oh my gosh, but all the leaves are gone, all the trash. Now I just got to figure out what to do with this floor. But the floor is not a part of the project right now. I got to get my rafters up, start adding rafters and get this prepared for my tarps, and get my garage out here kind of framed up. And so that's the next step. I got to start going, cutting me down some small trees from about that big down to, you know, a little smaller like that. Just kind of mix them up, give it character, like the one I have my birdhouse hanging on here. It's kind of got some curvy character to it. I like that. And that one's got a little curve to it. And So I just want to get a lot of straight ones. You want most of them straight, but it's awesome to add a little character with some of them that have cool bends and turns in them and stuff. Kind of rafter decoration, you know what I mean? So that's the next step. I got it all cleaned out, got it all blown out. I'm definitely ready to put something down on this floor, you know, in the near future. Definitely need some ideas for the floor. But it is time to start cutting rafters. Figured I worked on this thing about probably a good 8 hours today. I started when I woke up, probably about 7:30. It's probably 3-ish now. Maybe close to 4. I hadn't even looked at the time. But anyway, I'm gonna take some of these smaller ones in here because I'd really like to thin a lot of this out anyway. So I'm gonna start right here. Which one do we want? That looks kind of cool. Ow, Briar, right in the ass. That one too. Take that. There we go. Got one. Get in my tree. Pretty long. Got another one. tell the difference? Oh yeah, it's a heavy one. We're gonna get it up here though. Whew. Can you tell the difference? I've been out here cutting down trees for a couple of hours. Getting a little carried away, but the more of these I get, trying to take them all of this out of the same area. Just so as I'm getting trees for the fort, I'm also clearing a section of the land here, down by the generator here, cabins over here, and so I got my four-wheeler trail going down by the generator. So this is gonna be all nice and cleared out. So not only are we fixing up the fort, we're fixing up the land, clean it. Oh. What a great little saw. I guess I need to add some oil in it. Oh, there's still, wow, still halfway full of oil. The battery, still 2 bars on the battery. This is the same battery. Still got 2 bars lit up out of 3. Great little saw, wow. I just cleared all that out and only used 1 dot off the battery. Still seems pretty sharp. Still halfway full of oil. Wow, you can't beat that. And just the quietness and the peace. Just being able to work in peace and not need earplugs and cranking a saw every time you want to cut something. Just push a button. Can't beat that. So here's the generator, air compressor, cabin. So I'm kind of clearing out this right here just to make it prettier. And I'm getting a bunch of the trees that I need. And this is pretty much what I've dragged over here so far. This should turn out to be quite a bit of rafters. I'm thinking I need about twice this amount because I'd really like to add a lot of rafters up here and possibly even take some of them down and replace them. I'm not sure yet, but I know we're about to be framing. Check out how that plastic lights up. I love it. Looks so clean in here. See, even the fire lights that plastic up. Looks so cool. I love it.